What do we have here? Isn't it just the cutest little fighting robot? Yes, you're just the cutest little fighting robot. Come here and give me a hug. Ah! That little punk blasted me in the eye! Greetings, everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tommy the Keyblade Master. I'm the guy who does dumb jokes like that and does great reviews like the one you're about to see. Now, this month I'm going to try to review a whole bunch of Mega Man games, mostly focusing on the Mega Man X, Zero, and Legends series if I have time. But I wanted to do at least one game from the classic series, and I decided to do Mega Man Powered Up. It's just a game that I don't think has gotten much attention compared to the other Mega Man games, mainly due to the fact that it's on the PSP, a system that didn't exactly sell gangbusters in America. It did good, but it didn't do great. And then you added into that cutesy art style, which most of the PSP games kind of catered for older audience, so I'm pretty sure that was a turnoff. But if you are a Mega Man fan or a fan of just classic old school platform shooters, you are doing yourself a disservice if you do not pick this one up. It is probably one of the best Mega Man games ever made and one of the most creative remakes I've ever seen. So let's jump in and see why this is such a gem from Capcom. The story in Mega Man Powered Up pretty much follows the original NES game. Dr. Light's assistant, Dr. Wily, one day just flips out, decides he's going to conquer the world, steals all of Light's robots except for his assistant, Mega, who he leaves behind saying he's worthless. But Mega decides to turn himself into a fighting robot called Mega Man so he can stop Dr. Wily. It's pretty simple. They do have one new twist in it, and that is that if you beat the Robot Masters using just a Mega Buster, you can then play the game as them, and the story will change a little bit with the said Robot Master being left behind by Wily and them having to fight an evil Mega Man in their stage instead. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And like a lot of Mega Man games from the classic series, it doesn't take itself seriously at all. In fact, it pokes fun of itself all day long. It's goofy. It's overly cute. I enjoyed it. The graphics in this game are unique and one of a kind. First, it's a 2.5D type game where there's, of course, 3D graphics, but it's on a 2D field. And, of course, the graphics are that SD, super cute, anime-esque style that might turn a few people off. That said, it all gels together well in this game. Yes, Mega Man and his characters look super cute, but so do the backgrounds, and they all fit each of the boss stages. Overall, this graphical upgrade fits Mega Man really nice when he looks like this. And they even added some extra touches. For example, whenever you beat a boss, you see them bouncing off the walls of the stage. And that really is a nice touch. Overall, the graphics are nice, even if the artwork might not appeal to everybody. When it comes to the music in this game, let me tell you, it's awesome. They took all the classic NES 8-bit tunes and then they remixed them and modernized them into these really great background music. It has some of the best Mega Man background music I've ever heard. Here's a sample of Gutsman's theme. It sounds pretty awesome to me. However, if you like the old school Mega Man tunes, if you decide to play this game in the classic game mode, which is just a 3D update to the original Mega Man game, the music then is more fit to the classic Mega Man tunes. Here, listen to this. Cleaned up Cutman sounds pretty good too, and it's still very much 8-bit. Both the remixes and the original 8-bit NES tunes fit this game well, and they're treated well. Capcom did an excellent job on this package. And not only does it have good music, it has some decent voice acting. The characters, of course, sound cartoonish, and the dialogue is very lighthearted. Listen, this is one of the samples you'll get when you enter a boss fight.
Brother? I can't believe it! Dr. Wily was right! You've changed into a bad robot! Cutman, what's going on?
Yes, the voice acting is kiddie, and it goes with the rather campy storyline. I kind of enjoy the fact that they made the Robot Masters kids and kids that don't quite understand what they're doing. It helps offset it from the Mega Man Maverick Hunter X game that was released around the same time as this one and has a completely different tone, and I'll be discussing that in my next video review. Alright, it's time to discuss the gameplay elements of Mega Man Powered Up, and I can't believe I have to explain it to a few of you out there, because you probably never have played a Mega Man game since it's been so long since they released a Mega Man game on how to play the Mega Man games. Basically, you're allowed to select which level you want to go to. From there, you go through the stage and you beat the Robot Master. The Robot Master will then give you a special weapon to equip, and some of the other Robot Masters will be weak against that weapon, one of them extremely so you'll have to find out which one it is, go to that stage, beat him, and collect his power-up, and repeat until you've finished all the Robot Masters, and you can go on to Dr. Wily's stages and beat him. It's pretty simple, however, this game can be brutally tough. While the remix mode is definitely easier than the old school classic mode, especially in easy mode where they give you extra blocks to jump on, this game will still test your platforming prowess as well as your patience, so don't expect this to be an easy ride even on the easiest difficulty. Also, in the new remix mode, they added in 2 new bosses, Time Man and Oil Man, and both of their stages are fairly fun and hard, and both of them take things from later Mega Man games and put them in the original. I really did enjoy these stages. Not to mention the fact that, like I said, if you beat a robot boss just using a Mega Buster, you will then be able to repair that robot and he'll then have his own storyline you can play through. Some of these are really easy and aren't that much different from Mega Man. Fireman, for example, isn't too different from Mega Man. He just throws out fireballs unless he gets wet, and then his firepower's greatly diminished for a while. Then others like Bomb Man, though, can be extremely hard, as his bombs are harder to aim than Mega Man's Mega Buster. Overall, though, the new additions are really fun. There's also 2 new unlockable characters as well, besides the Robot Masters. You can unlock Roll, which kind of plays like a very nerfed version of Zero from the Mega Man X series. Her broom can be used to melee enemies similar to Zero's saber, except it's not as powerful. And then there's Proto Man, which is a very, very much way overpowered Mega Man. He has a shield that can block shots, and look how big and powerful his regular shots are. He's a beast to play through the game with. All these additions make these new modes really fun. And if you're not entirely convinced that you'll enjoy the new mode, well, there is also a classic old-style mode, which pretty much plays like the original Mega Man, just with the new graphics. All the old-school toughness is here, the stages are exactly the same, the 2 new Robot Masters are cut out, and it plays exactly like the old NES game, just with this new 3D cutified look. And I will warn you, this one's exceptionally hard. The NES version was hard as heck, but it had bugs and cheats you could deploy to take off some of the edge. All those are fixed and gone now, so you get a pure Mega Man experience, and it's going to kick your butt and leave you crying in the fetal position if you're not ready for it. Still, not enough to convince you to go buy this game if you have a PSP? Well, there's even more Mega Man content. It has a challenge mode. These are kind of just brief little quick challenges you can take upon with each of the Robot Masters, and it kind of helps you learn how to use each one of them, and they're fairly fun if somewhat forgettable. But the ultimate thing this game brings to the table is it has its own content creator. You can create your own levels with it, but there's even more. You can upload them to the internet and download ones that other gamers have posted of this. Basically, this is Mega Man Little Big Planet in this mode, and there's some creative ideas that a lot of people over the internet have created. It really gives this game a lot of legs. Alright, Mega Man Powered Up is probably one of the best Mega Man games ever made. Even if all they did was that a rearranged mode of the original, they probably would have had enough for the asking price for this game on a portable console back then. But then they threw in the extra Robot Masters that you can unlock, including even a few more extra unlockable characters beyond that. Then they threw in the challenge mode. Then they threw in the old school original Mega Man game without the bugs for those who really wanted a challenge. And then to top it all off, they had some great online features. So this is a game that is a must pick up. If you own a PSP or a Vita, it's $10 on the PSN, I do believe. Well worth the price of a pickup if you're into these old school platforming games. If you haven't bought this, you really should. Unfortunately, it never got a sequel. Could you imagine what they could have done if they did Mega Man 2, say, on a console with a console backing up those creative tools for the online parts? It would have been awesome. And they almost did. Now, I did a rant about Capcom already, so I'll post an annotation up or a card up there so you can click on it and see it. But this game was so close to release, it was kind of pathetic. I know one of the reasons why it was canceled was probably the earthquake, but I still have to question Capcom's business sense when they thought that gamers would want to pay a full price for a game they just purchased a few weeks before and not a new Mega Man game with all these features. And yes, I know some of the marketing for Universe was bad, and I don't think people quite understood what they were going to get with Mega Man Universe. If they did, I think there would have been a lot more fury behind it when Capcom canceled it. But still, bad move, Capcom, for doing that. But we still have Mega Man powered up. It's still out there. If you own the Sony portables, go and get it. Well worth the money. Well, that's all for today, folks. Thank you for watching. If you want, please give this a thumbs up and share it with your friends if you like this video. I'll be back in a couple of days with a review on Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, also for the PSP, and why you should also check this game out if you're into great old school remakes. So until then, this is Tommy the Keyblade Master signing out.